Xin chào, bonjour. My name is Peloton Farm, and I got laid off. So that's that. That's the elephant in the room that needs to be addressed right now. Is that I got laid off. Hopefully not because of my work quality, it's because the company's runway has been gravely reducing and I was first on the chopping block. The very fact that I was first on the chopping block means that it might be because of quality. I don't know, fucking hell. I mean, has it been a good job? Like, quality of work wise, have I done a good job? The answer is probably yes. I mean, animation looks smooth and lovely and everything, and yeah. Has it been a good job for me? Honestly, no. I think I talked on therapy about how most of the time it's just me working the equivalent of a McDonald's assembly person. Because a lot of the time the task is site creation, which is an euphemistic way of saying you need to create websites for other people. And yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that, frankly, at all. The equivalent of myself just clicking buttons and looking through their Instagram and attempting to build something based on their quote-unquote vibe. And then it goes past to review, not by the actual person itself, but by my boss. Which, ironically, he himself proclaimed is the best judge of whose vibe someone's vibe is and how a site is supposed to be created. And yeah, the point is that I'm being judged by someone who's not the actual client themselves. But anyway, I don't enjoy that task. I don't enjoy it whatsoever, and the pay is meager for a software engineer job. I got paid $4,000 a month, which works out to $48,000 a year, which is very close to minimum amount of money to survive. It's not minimum wage, mind you, but I mean, it's one of the minimum amount of money to survive here because the rent already itself is $800. So. And then you tackled on electric bill, insurance bill, vet bill. And that's before tax too. So the 4,000 is already not anything, and now they just kind of let me go because they can't afford to pay even that. And now I dumbingly agree to work without pay for 3 more months so I can get equity. Do I believe in the equity? At this point, probably no. To be completely honest right now. Do I still believe in the equity worthing something? Wrong word. But do I believe in the equity being worth something in the future? The answer is probably no, because I see my boss trying to post things on social media to try to get engagement. He's trying to pivot to B2C, which is selling to realtors, to be precise. There's a nagging feeling back in my head, but the true feeling is that I don't think they have a direction here. The product is solid, to be honest. The product is solid. The way to sell those, actually, frankly don't know. To be honest, I'm not good at selling. That's why I stopped my own project. I'm not good at selling. But to be honest, even when I'm not good at selling, I don't think the way of selling is good. So there's that. Who am I to know? But yeah. I agreed to work for 3 months without pay is because of my paperwork, of my immigration status. I'm on what is called OPT, or optional practical training, which means that after I graduate, I get 1 to 3 years to work for another company. And to be honest, right now, in calculation, that 3 months work of unpaid is solely because of the paperwork. If I were a citizen, I wouldn't have accepted. But I do want to stay here. Frankly, I do want to stay here. So that's the reason why I stay here. When I got the news, I broke down crying immediately after when my boss left the room. I immediately broke down crying, and it just felt so shitty, you know. We built a relationship like the day started out normal. Nothing detracts from it. I joked around. He asked for feedback on the video he's been recording, and then out of the blue, we were supposed to finish the paperwork for immigration, and then he just broke the news that and then it just immediately burst out, am I getting fired? I'm getting fired, aren't I? He just reluctantly agreed, nodded his head, yeah. Frankly, that's not the main topic right now. The main topic, however, is the fragility of life. How life's continuity can rupture itself at any given moment's notice without any heads up. At any given moment, you might lose your job. At any given moment, you might get in a car accident, you get shot, you get very sick, you get bitten by a dog, or your mum died. And what appears to be an idyllic, if not dragging life of yours, you never get a chance to appreciate it until the very fact that you know for a fact that it's about to end. This continuity is about to end. And there's nothing you can do about it. That truly opened my eyes. What's the effect of it long term though? We have to fucking see, but that generally did open my eyes. I'm driving around right now, and what used to be a mundane highway with scenes around, the very fact that I won't be able to drive on this highway for a long time, and there's nothing I can do about it. Nothing I can do about it. Think of it right now. What if tomorrow, in just an instant, you lose your job? Now you're going to have to figure out how to live based on your emergency fund, how to live how to set up a low rent, how to do this, how to do that, how to apply for jobs, how to touch into your network, how to everything. And what if you get shot and you know that you won't be able to drive or walk or have the freedom of life at any given notice without any heads up? The fragility of life is just like that. I'm about to... I think I'll go home. I'm speaking English right now. The reason I do that is when I was 16, I learned to speak English. I'm learning to speak English. I make myself a task that I would only think in English, and now I actually do that now. And now it's surprisingly hard for me to actually speak, think of concepts in Vietnamese in my brain. The fact is that when I was 16, I prepared myself for a completely unknown world. And now after 5 years to stay here long enough, coming back home feels like that again. Feels like preparing myself for a completely unknown world. I can speak, it's my mother tongue, I can still speak it very lovely. At the same time though, I don't know the slang. I don't know what's in vogue right now. What's the memes currently? You know, how to speak to a normal young person. It's how to speak to my peers, and I frankly lost that ability. Because, I haven't been there for 5 years. And I don't protest going home, frankly. I'm just scared, frankly. And what I'm scared of is the very fact that I don't know what's gonna happen. I feel like I'm 18 again when I hold my passport and my shaker bottle in the airport at 11 p.m. Yeah, the flight was that late, and my parents saw me away too. My whole family saw me away, and I just held a ticket, and I just... After a 30-hour long trip, I landed in Cincinnati at 11 p.m. Same. Or maybe even 12 a.m., can't remember. But yeah, the first thing I remembered was taking a shuttle to a motel near the airport. I can vividly remember that the driver, he had a gaming computer he's trying to connect with his daughter. That was 5 years ago, and I still remember that to this day. I hope he's alright. But yeah, the next day, a guy named Ben Iger, he drove me to Oxford, Ohio, because we just kind of getting acquainted during the Zoom. During the Zoom meeting, the Zoom chat session. Oh my god. What I'm saying is that I'm just recounting what happened right now, but the point I'm trying to make is that I never envisioned any of this. When I was 17, I realised that. I never wrote any of this. And it's such a cliche thing to say, I know that. It's such a basic philosophy 101 thing, is that, you never envision any of this life just unfold by itself at the same time, however, I mean, I'm scared. I can dance around the subject more than anything. I'm scared. I feel like a failure. I feel like a failure that after 5 years I come back to the exact same room, in the exact same place, with the exact same feeling nagging inside my brain that sure, the feeling's the same. I'm not the same. I'm not the same. And that's a fact. I'm not the same. But it feels the same though. And in a moment of theology, I'd like to ask God himself right now, sure, I'm not the same. Things change. I'm a new person. I'm improved. It feels the same though. And the way humans are designed, the way God designed humans, is that just like dogs sniffing and licking to get a sense of their surrounding, humans feel. Humans have an aching sense of feeling inside themselves that guides them and gives them perception of what it is around them in the world. Sure, it's not correct, sure, it's not true, but at the same time, that's how humans designed. And like, just like us, got why, essentially. And yes, once again, it's a very cliche fucking thing. It's like philosophy 101, asking God why. It's such an overarching question that it doesn't mean. Anyway. I'm not the same. I know that. I'm not the same. And yet somehow it feels like it. It feels exactly the same. It's the same anxiety, the same. I can control it better. That's one. I can control my emotion better. And I don't think I like the wording of that, making feelings like something horrendous that it needs to be contained, it needs to be put on a leash or something. It's like my dog. It's like saying I can control my dog better. I can tricks, I can do him this and that and this and that. I love my dog. I love him so much. I don't want him to be just a master. I don't want to just give him tricks and control and feed him and do something like that. The equivalent of a pet owner. I want to be a parent. I want to understand it. So in the better phrasing is that I understand my emotion better. More akin to I understand how my dogs feel and operate. For example, I know that he's very overexcited, and once he's too overexcited, he will pee. At first, I was livid every single time he peed, and then eventually I understand that pees because he's overexcited. He pees when he feels intense emotion. So when he's scared or he feels anxious, he's a very anxious dog. He's 1 year old, and he has 4 previous owners. Actually, 3 previous owners. I'm his 4th. And he's only 1 year old. So he's naturally very anxious about attachment. So yeah, when he feels like he is abandoned, and the opposite of it is when I come home and that abandonment is immediately lifted, he will feel intense emotion and he will pee. Sometimes a full bladder of pee will just drip on the floor, and then I have to ask the staff to clean it up, and I help them clean up too. I understand it now, so now my dog kind of understands it too, so now when I come home, he stays in the crate to calm himself down. And when he's calm enough, he goes out and greets me, so he doesn't pee. I understand him better now, so now when I come home, I don't over-stimulate him, for example, saying, "Good doggy day." You don't say that anymore. Calmly, wait for his emotion to calm down, go out and pee, and then greet. And then we will greet. In the same analogy, I understand my emotion better. I understand not fully, not even close, not completely. I'm not that wise, but I understand it better now. After 5 years, I understand. One thing is that I understand it better. I understand it better, but at the same time, it still feels that way though. Which kind of sucks, frankly. I keep telling myself that one day, all this, like tears and rain, this will all be lost in time. And well, one day you'll truly be able to dance like no one's watching. Truly. I can dance like no one's watching, intermittently, at some moments where I completely lost all of that fear and all of that anxiety and all of that self-consciousness about how lonely you are in the world. Sometimes I can truly tune that out. Not always though. And not always. Not always. Well, and the part 1, I need a new pair of shoes. Now we're back to part 2. Who am I speaking to? Every single time I do one of these recordings and I ask myself, who am I speaking to, honestly? You're not fucking Samsung, like, you don't have an audience. And now I feel self-conscious immediately again of how lonely it is I am in the world. Who am I speaking to? Who am I speaking to? I have no idea. Absolutely no idea. I have so fucking